Hello everyone, this is Will,
And this is Alex.
and welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Blah. Mostly.
Can you believe we just witnessed the most badass motherfucker we've ever seen?
Main man
Like-
Dolemite.
Fucking Dolemite, I swear to God. Dolemite is his name, and fucking up motherfuckers is his game, okay? This is the best. This was fucking beautiful.
This is great.
I'm pumped, man.
You don't really, Man, you don't get B movies like this anymore.
No,
No.
God, no.
You don't get this kind of just distilled insanity.
Yeah,
And
seriously.
madness.
Like, I was like... at no point was I like, well, this is kind of boring. You know, like, I was always like, oh, wow, I wonder what they're going to do next. And they fucking just exceeded my expectations every single fucking
It just
time.
keeps going.
It just keeps building, too. And then just when you think it's going to hit a mellow spot, it fucking doesn't. It just goes
It
balls
doesn't.
to the wall.
More things happen.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great.
Fuck.
Thanks to the legend, the man, Rudy Ray Moore.
Now, I have to say this, too. Go and listen to some of his, like, I don't know if I'd call it music. It's kind of like...
It's like skits.
It's like skits. Like, he rhymes a lot. So it's like... It's kind of like spoken word, where he, like, just rhymes everything together.
It's almost like rap before rap.
Yeah, I would call it, like, a mix of slam poetry and spoken word.
Yeah.
Because it's not like exactly slam poetry, but, like, it's, like... It rhymes every line. So it's, like... I don't know. It's great.
It's
just
madness.
go listen to some of it.
It's absolute madness, and, well, let's just say that madness is the main character of the movie.
Yes. Rudy Ray Moore is fucking
He might
Dolemite.
as fucking well be Dolemite.
He is Dolemite.
Yeah, he might as well be.
Now, if you want to... one of the best parts, in my opinion, was at the club. We'll get to it, but if you want to listen to the track that he did, they edited into the movie, go look up a song, quote-unquote song called Signifying Monkey by Rudy Ray Moore, and that's his speech during the club scene, and it is goddamn beautiful.
It shows up in the movie, and it's the exact skit.
Yes.
Boy.
Oh my god, okay.
So I've seen a little bit of this movie before. I am a fan of blaxploitation movies, so this... Eventually, if you're a fan of blaxploitation, this movie does eventually...
I mean, that's all we're kind of doing
Yeah,
on this podcast.
might as well
now
be.
Anyway. Yeah, it's like 90% blaxploitation, a little bit horror movies.
Yeah, eventually this movie makes its way to you. And I watched like 10 minutes of it, 15, and I turned it off and I was just like, okay, this is going on the podcast.
Yeah.
This is going on the fucking podcast. This is ludicrous. And
today...
today...
it did not disappoint.
I found out that it gets even crazier.
Isn't it a trilogy or something?
There's a franchise.
Okay.
The Human... well, there's at least one sequel. The Human Tornado. Which
God.
I assume... I very much assume we will be seeing.
I hope so. I really do.
I mean, we have to. We have to be. But yeah, I have... this is a bit of a cult following.
I can understand why, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, on some cult followings, I'm always like, oh, well, I don't see why this has a cult following. It's stupid. But this one, I can see it. Like, I'm almost a believer.
I am a believer.
Like,
I believe in Dolemite.
this is, like, if you've seen... We'll get into the movie review here soon, but if you've seen Black Dynamite, you know where they took a lot of their inspiration from. Because you can tell some of the scenes in this movie are, like... it reminded me so much of Black Dynamite, so you can tell this was a very big inspiration for that movie.
It's like... This is like an unintentional parody.
It's true. It's like it's a spoof of blaxploitation films without actually being a spoof of blaxploitation films.
Because it's ludicrous. There's not a single thing in this that's like...
Well, it's like they made a blaxploitation film, but they didn't give a fuck. about anything.
Not
They're
a
just like-
single thing in
They're
this
just
movie.
like, whatever, let's just fucking do it. Roll camera. I don't care what's in the
Yeah.
frame. I don't care if that boom mic's hanging down from the ceiling. Just fucking go.
Not a single thing in this is done right. Not one goddamn thing, and it's beautiful.
That's what makes it so good.
Starting from our leading man, the hunk.
The one, the only Dolemite.
Should we explain why we were so amused by this man?
Because arguably he has no acting skills whatsoever.
It's not just this.
And he looks awkward as hell in every scene.
He looks uncomfortable on camera.
It looks like he's sweating profusely all the time.
And it's beautiful.
It is.
It only adds to it. There's the fact that he's uncomfortable on camera, like he just doesn't look comfortable on camera ever. But also, he's chubby.
Yeah, it's great.
He's chubby.
He's doing body positivity, okay? You can be a hero no matter what size you are.
You can be a hunk.
Yeah, no matter... You can be a straight-up pimp player
Yeah.
and be, like...
Any shape.
Kind of chubby.
And he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And he wears his pants ridiculously high up to, like, his man boobs, almost.
It's, like, up past his belly button.
Yeah, it's great. Like, take all of that, combine it together, and that's our leading man hunk.
And with that, we'll get into our
Yeah.
our review or
'Cause you
our
think of, like,
our breakdown.
You think of other, like, blaxploitation actors. You think, like, Fred Williamson or something.
Yeah.
They're all, like, big, tough, buff
Yeah,
dudes.
big buff dudes. Like, you always think of, like,
And then-
a big, like, bulky leading man.
The guy
you know?
from Black Dynamite. Like, you think of big, buff dudes. And then there's Dolemite.
Yep. Who
simple
proves
man.
that you don't need to be buff.
You don't need to be
a
buff
hero.
to kick people's fucking ass.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
All right, so we get a scene of. Oh my god!
A guy in prison.
A guy in prison.
And he's being set free.
He has to go to the warden's office.
Yep.
And the warden finally reveals that this is Dolemite. This is who we're gonna see through the whole movie.
This is the man.
This is the myth and the legend. Dolemite.
The man of men.
Who's already sweating like
he's already
an
uncomfortable.
animal.
He's already he's always squinting and he's always like stiff as a fucking board. Just looks terrified to be on camera. It's beautiful.
It's great.
And
so,
he's there with the warden and Queen Bee.
So Queen Bee has like been trying to prove his innocence for like a long time now, and she keeps talking to the warden and all this stuff. So the warden's finally convinced, and he's like, Dolemite, I need your help though. Like I need you to prove your innocence, but I also need your help in something else as well.
He's like, I know. Wait. He's like, and it's tough. Like it's tough to get you out of here because you're in here for having like a ton of stolen furs and drugs, and then we get a flashback to these cops just like standing outside of his house and just like open the trunk. Where's your warrant? Open. This is my warrant. Open the trunk.
It's like there's nothing in there, man.
Open the trunk.
No, there's nothing in there.
Open the trunk.
He opens the trunk. There's a bunch of furs.
It's like that shit's not mine. And
I don't know
like,
where that came from.
You're under arrest. Remember the one cop who's like,
You're under arrest.
open the trunk.
Yeah, it's
Sounds like it's special. It's supposed to be intimidating, but it just sounds goofy.
So he opens it and like digs through the furs and then finds
Drugs.
And like Dolemite's like,
You're under arrest.
He's like, I'm not coming with you guys, and like punches one over a hedge.
Punches the other one and he lands perfectly into the car trunk.
Now I want to say a little bit about the action scenes. The hits
Are so awkward.
to say they don't connect would be an understatement.
To say that Rudy Ray Moore is no Bruce Lee.
And they do the weird thing that we've seen in a lot of 70s movies where they kick behind them.
Yeah.
Like they think that looks so cool on camera.
Because it looks smooth. Because it's like you're so awesome.
That you know who's behind you.
That you don't have to be facing them.
Exactly.
So you kick the guy in front of you and then you like fucking whip your leg around and smack the guy behind you. It looks awesome, but unfortunately, it's in this movie, it's filmed pathetically.
Yes.
And like I said, it only adds to the charm.
Oh yeah.
Because
great.
that's the introduction. So immediately you're like, oh no, that's gonna be every fight scene.
Yeah.
And boy, it is.
It is, but it gets more ridiculous.
It gets more insane.
So the warden's like, "Hey, we have a lot of problems with like people pushing drugs onto the street.
There's a lot of crime on the streets.
There's a lot of crime on the streets, and there's a lot of dope on the streets."
And then Queen Bee is like, "Yeah, my brother, cousin? I don't know,
remember, cousin or something.
My cousin's brother's half roommate.
Yeah,
was like
it was like, well, it was like walking down the street.
Walking home, and then we get a quick."
And some people just decided to kill him for no reason.
No, we get like a 5-second flashback. There was literally just some dude shooting a gun out of a window
for no reason,
and just
like this guy
him.
did nothing to provoke it.
Like,
nothing.
And she even says it twice.
Yeah,
she's like, he was just walking down the street with his girlfriend, doing nothing wrong, and they shot him. And then like 30 seconds later, she's like, "Yeah, Dolemite, he was just walking down the street with his girlfriend,
doing nothing wrong,
and somebody shot him."
So the warden's like, "I'll let you go if you clean up the streets.
Clean up the streets.
And you make and you prove your innocence."
Yep.
So Dolemite's like, "All right, let's do this."
Also, it's worth mentioning that during this scene, Dolemite stands up, goes to like a cabinet, and talks to him. But when they cut back to the warden and he's talking to him, he's still staring down.
Oh yeah, the warden's still staring down. Like it's kind of funny because Dolemite's like leaning over the desk, and the warden's line of eyesight, Alex is right, is looking directly at Dolemite's dick.
They didn't think it through. They didn't think through that, oh wait, he's standing up in this scene, so the warden should probably look up. No, they didn't think that through.
Yep, and then like, I love it because they show Queen Bee in the corner. "Oh, Dolemite, I'm so happy," and like the fakest tears I've ever seen in a movie, and she's like wiping them away. She's like,
that's literally a scene in Black Dynamite.
Yeah.
When she's like, "Black Dynamite, I'm so happy."
I'm so
and there's
happy.
like the one tear on like her cheek just glued onto it.
Yeah.
That's in this fucking movie. But they did it, it's unintentional. Because the whole scene, she's not crying or anything.
No.
But then they cut to her, she's like, "Dolemite, I'm so happy." And there's just like a billion tears on her face.
Yeah, it looks like they just splashed water under her face.
Oh god.
So now we get the most kick-ass theme song.
Oh my god.
I can't even remember the lyrics, but it was so groovy.
You know it's hardcore if it's a 70s song and it drops like the F-bomb over and over again.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it kind of goes without saying, blaxploitation movies almost always have fucking awesome soundtracks. Almost always. It's just like a given. Even if a movie's bad, chances are you're going to get an awesome soundtrack. But the soundtrack in this is lit. This is a bop.
Yeah.
Dolemite's theme is a fucking bop.
Oh, that's awesome.
And by the way, during the opening credits, it's like a preview of the movie.
Yeah, because it's like showing different scenes from the movie and like
fight scenes that we haven't seen yet, but we will see. So it's the real shit.
Mm-hmm.
We get through that. They release Dolemite, and his women, his ladies, pick him up.
His ladies all pick him up, and they all get out, and all the guys are like oogling him, and like
And he's just like, "Okay, you brought my stuff. You bring my suit."
And he's dressed in this like really ridiculous like gray suit.
First, he's dressed in like
buttoned up, and
he's dressed in like a quote unquote formal outfit, and then he's like, "I want to get out of this dumb suit." And so they bring him his shit, his pimp suit.
It is a blue and white, like, patterned suit.
So, first of all, he undresses.
Right in front of the car, not in the car.
Right in front, right outside, everyone's, like, watching him. It literally shows the guards, like, scratching their heads.
Yeah, like, confused. Like, what the fuck is... And those guards, like, had my reaction exactly.
That was our reaction as well.
I was like, what?
And
Why?
then one of them brings him cotton underwear. She's like, "Bitch, I don't wear no fucking cotton. Like, how dare you?" But he puts it on anyways. And
he puts on the pants that go up past his belly button.
Almost to his man boobs.
And then he puts on a shirt, and then he puts on a vest.
And the suit. And
then he takes the other suit and, like, throws it in one of the guards'
faces. In one of the guards' faces. Like, "I don't need your cheap shit." And he's like, "Okay, Dolemite, but you'll be back here anyways.
I'll save it for you, because you'll be back here, Dolemite."
You put too much emotion.
Oh, sorry. I'll I'll save it.
You'll be back here, Dolemite.
Back here, Dolemite.
And then he gets in and immediately starts macking.
Yeah, like they start undressing him, he starts undressing them, just starts going to town.
And then they drive past these
Listen, it's been far too long for Dolemite,
it's true.
Okay?
I mean, I don't blame them, okay? I just don't get the point of undressing, putting on a suit again, only to take it off again 5 seconds later. But it's fine. I'm not going to question Dolemite's logic.
Yeah.
Who am I to do that?
Right. Well, why would you?
Look.
He's the fucking man, okay?
Everything he does in this movie, I want to...
He's the goddamn man.
Yeah, you want to emulate it.
I do. I wish I was half as cool as Dolemite.
But as they're macking...
Like
they drive past 4 jackasses in a car, and they're like...
That's Dolemite.
Let's
we need
get
to
him.
go after him.
And then the one guy's like, are you sure? And they spend like another 30 seconds talking.
Then they finally turn the car
then
on
they go,
and drive over.
And then like they're immediately right behind them.
Yeah.
And Dolemite's, by the way, magically dressed again.
Yeah, and like one of the girls is like, we're being tailed. And Dolemite's like, okay, pull over, let me out. And
let
then
me out first.
Drive ahead and park.
So they drop him. He gets out and like hides behind a tree.
And I love it because they pull up next to the car. And they get out and they're like, okay, get out of the car. Where's Dolemite?
Turn off the motor. Where's Dolemite?
Where's Dolemite?
I know you bitches are lying.
Like, where's Dolemite? And like Dolemite comes out with his big ass machine gun, is like, breathing down your neck, and then like just starts firing away.
It just guns them down.
I love it. It's great.
It's beautiful. It just guns them down, and then one of them is just like still alive. And he's just like, dance, boy, dance. And he just starts
shooting the ground, and then he shoots him.
And then he's still alive, and one of the women, like, cuts his throat or something off camera.
Then they drive away, and there's only one dead guy on the ground.
Yeah, the others, they disappeared.
Yep.
It's like a video game, you know? If a dead body lays there too long, it just kind of disappears.
It disappears, yeah. Just goes away.
Yeah, that's what happened. And then they're back in Dolemite's pad.
Like a pad, and he's talking to Queen Bee.
And she casually mentions...
Yes.
That they lost the club.
Yeah, to Willie Green.
Willie Green, who's a big bad.
Yeah, he's one of the 3 big bads in this movie.
He's the first boss.
Yep.
He's the level 1 boss.
He's not the hidden boss yet, though.
No, not yet. Yeah.
The secret, special hidden boss at the last 10 minutes of the movie.
You know, sometimes it happens. You think you won the game, and then there's a hidden boss.
Yeah, exactly. A boss just comes to fuck you up.
Just comes to fuck you up. But she mentioned that she lost the club to him, and he's pissed.
Because what happens is Willie Green like shook down the club for a bunch of money, and Queen Bee couldn't defend. No one can defend the club.
But
now Queen Bee took precautions after that.
She made all of the bitches all took karate classes.
Yes.
So now they're safe. Now they're ready to fuck shit up if anything happens. But Dolemite's not happy, and he wants more information on what's going on in the hood, and what's all going on.
Yep. So, and
then we get a random scene.
Well, it also shows
we get a random scene of
Queen Bee's explaining that they're having martial arts training, but
it
shows that weird flashback, which wasn't even set up like a flashback.
No, it's set up like a scene, but essentially it just cuts to one of the ladies of the night in Dolemite's posse, and a guy just finished having sex with her, and he's just
and he won't pay her. He only pays her $2.
He's like, come on, pay me. She's
he's
like, bitch, I've had I can have a woman like you anytime I want.
And I'll use the biggest air quotes I've ever used. She beats the shit out of him by kicking him into another room.
He throws $2 at her, and she just kind of
she
not even kicks.
She kind of gently pushes him into another room. She
shoves him into another room, and that's it. That's the flashback. And then we get Willie Green going to a massage parlor.
Yep.
Run by Flo, who cusses him out for no reason.
Yep. So he walks down, and then another guy is like, "I'm here for a massage." So they walk down this hallway. Willie Green walks down this hallway.
This scene is literally like a comedy.
He goes into one room.
He looks in one room.
They're giving the most aggressive hand job I've ever seen to this old dude. 2 women just awkwardly rubbing this guy's groin. Area.
This gives a whole new meaning to rub and tug.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's too much tug, not enough rub.
They look like they were ripping his fucking dick off.
I know.
That's how aggressively they are rubbing him, and that is what it is, because their hands are underneath the towel.
Yeah, and they're just yeah.
Like
grubbing and tugging
Fucking-
and
it's ridiculous. And then the next, and then he goes further, looks in the next room, and there's just
And
some
then-
woman sucking some guy's
Well,
dick.
this guy in do you know those weird 70s sauna things where
Yeah.
you close your you sit
Yeah.
down in it and you close
She's
yourself
like
in?
sitting there.
It's halfway open and she's not even near his where his dick would be.
Maybe his dick's
And,
20 feet long.
Going awkwardly bobbing her head up and down.
Maybe his dick's 20 feet long. And that's why
Maybe.
she's so far away from his groin. And then the next room
Is they're rubbing an old man's ass. They're just rubbing an old man's ass, just oiling old man's ass. Are they getting him ready for something? Is he gonna get fucked?
Oh.
One of them's gonna get on a strap on and just start going to town.
Look, you mean people have their preferences.
You just get a naked old man's ass. It's fucking ridiculous. Then for no reason it cuts to Dolemite. Assumingly at the same massage.
Oh
parlor,
God,
maybe?
no! It's he's back at his pad, but now he's about to fuck some woman.
Yeah, he's macking on some woman and they lightly kiss.
Excuse me, they tap their lips.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
He undresses her and then it's presumed that they just fuck.
It just cuts right away.
Yeah,
but oh God, the editing in this is amazing. And then he's done fucking.
Yep.
He's in a parking lot, and these two cops.
He starts to get hassled by the cops again.
They start to shake him down, and this is also when you start seeing the boom mics.
Oh yes.
In every shot.
I lost count at 12.
Okay, here's what it looks like. Whenever it does the close-ups of the cops, you'll sometimes see a boom mic right below their chin.
You'll see this. Yeah, it's
what it looks like?
It's the styrofoam of a.
Yeah.
Like a pop filter or something like that. It looks like that.
But you know what it looks like? It looks like a news interview.
Yeah.
It's like a close-up of their face, and then the reporter would have a microphone at their head, right?
Right.
That's what it fucking looks like.
Well, it also looks great because it's when it shows all three of them, you just see this awkward boom, like a shotgun mic just
coming in and out of frame.
in and out of frame. Like some guy can't hold it still or something.
They can't hold it still.
Like some guy, it's not a crane or anything. It's just
Nope.
some guy holding a giant pole. Oh God, okay, don't go too low, don't go too high. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, all right, hold it there.
It's just some guy that can't do it, and then they shake him down and they, plant some drugs on him, and they threaten him. And he beats the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Beats the shit out of them, and Dolemite is so awesome. He is so good that his kicks and punches don't even need to connect with their face.
No, and he just wails on them without even hitting them.
There's a shot where it's it's just them from side to side, and he kicks him, and his foot is an entire foot
away
from his face, and
Yeah.
the guy just awkwardly stumbles down like he just got fucking nailed in the face by Bruce Lee or something.
So then he opens a bag of cocaine onto him and spreads it all around,
spills it on
and then shoves the bag into one of the cops' mouths,
and then walks away and insults them.
Yeah,
you rat soup eating motherfucker.
And I love the cop. He gets up. He's like,
I'll get him in 2 hours.
I'll get him in 2 hours.
Plot hole, Will. He did not get him in 2 hours.
No, he didn't even
he never
come
got
close to getting him in 2 hours.
What a fucking bitch. What a fucking amateur. He couldn't get Dolemite in 2 hours.
But it's okay because now we get the church scene.
Yeah. Oh, this thing's great because they're in this church and the guys there talking about racism and discrimination and Watergate and what's going on politically at that time. And then as soon as the cops come in, he's just switches oh yes, we love everything. Everything is good.
We love everything. Everything's good.
Peace and
it's
love.
Great. Yeah.
Praise Jesus.
And they're mind if we look around?
And yeah, it's the two cops from earlier. They look around and they find some guns. And they're just
well, what does he say? He's they're old clothes for a donation.
Yeah.
And they're oh, some old clothes. Come look at these.
And I'd hate to see your laundry, Bill.
And then the Reverend gives some weird thing about how he's using the guns against
for protection.
For protection against belligerent other black people or
Yeah.
something like that. Like,
And they're like, okay.
they're like, oh, okay,
If
I
you
don't see
hear-
anything wrong
if you
here.
see Dolemite, like, tell him.
Tell them we're looking for him.
Yeah. And then we get Dolemite. Well, first we get a
No, we get the food truck and
hamburger pimp.
Hamburger Pimp or
Creeper.
Creeper is his name.
He's ordering something
He's
at
trying
like a
to get.
hamburger
He's
stand.
trying to get food for free from a girl,
And he just...
and she's like, "Fine, whatever. Just get out of here. You're making me lose business." I cannot understand a single word this character tries to say.
I can't either.
Like, I cannot.
I can't either. It's perfectly fine, though.
Sure.
We don't need to.
So
and then Dolemite goes into a parking lot. A bunch of Goombas ambush him, and they want him to perform.
They want him to perform because it is Dolemite,
Listen.
and he's there to entertain.
Well, yes, but this is also when we learned, I guess, who Dolemite is.
Yes.
So he does, like you said in the beginning of the episode, like a slam poetry thing.
Yes.
Where, you know, every sentence rhymes and it, like, starts playing the music underneath and he just does this and we're just, like, baffled, like, this is the movie? Okay.
Yeah, it does it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then he's done and Creeper just walks up to him.
Yep.
And he calls him Hamburger Pimp.
No, they start talking about some weird...
He wants information.
Yeah.
Dolemite wants information, and Creeper's giving him excuses and telling him all this nonsense, and Dolemite's just like, okay.
Get in the car, we're going.
If you give me information, I'll give you money. And so...
They leave together.
They leave.
So, literally, that whole scene was Dolemite pulls up to a parking lot,
does a performance,
picks up Creeper, and then drives away.
That's it. That's the
We
whole
don't
reason.
even know why he was there in the first place.
Because he knew. He knew at that moment, 5 minutes after he does his slam poetry, Creeper would walk up to him. He knew.
Then we get the weird, like, one of the weirdest scenes of the whole movie where
Oh, God.
Dolemite's just talking to Creeper while Creeper shoots up a bunch of
Heroin.
heroin.
And he's just shooting up, and then he's just, like, asking for... Oh, he's just like, who killed Jimmy? And Creeper's like...
Creeper, like, starts, like, dozing off, and he's like, no, don't you fall asleep on me. And, like, starts, who killed Jimmy? Who killed Jimmy?
He starts shaking. I'm like, who killed Jimmy? I don't know, man. Who killed Jimmy? Who killed Jimmy?
And then, like, he's, like hassling him, and then these guys just walk in out of nowhere and, like, shoot
They shoot Creeper, and then Dolemite beats the fuck out of them. Well, first he shoots one of them, and then the other one he just, like... You remember this? Remember how he punched him?
Yeah, so he, like, Dolemite's, like, punching this guy. But,
And the
like,
guy's just like...
You can tell the hits are connecting, and the guy's not even moving while, like, Dolemite, quote-unquote, hits him to the ground.
When he, like... The guy who's being punched, like you said, he's not, like, reacting to the punches. All he's doing is just, like...
Slowly going down to the ground.
Like, staring into the abyss as he slowly drops down. And then the cops show up. The two corrupt cops from earlier. They arrest Dolemite. They take him to prison.
Wait, and then... Before that,
Oh,
the Reverend
is
in
bed with a woman.
In bed with a woman, and another cop comes in, like the good cop.
Well, we find out later he's in the FBI, but yeah, right now he's just a cop.
He's the good cop though,
And
because he
shows
doesn't
up-
hassle anyone.
Yeah.
Basically,
And he shows up there, and
he's talking to the Reverend, and the Reverend's
No,
like, I don't know.
you forgot the best part. When the Reverend is like telling the woman to hide, and the cop's like knocking on the door, the Reverend's like, I'm coming, and the woman's like, it's about time. Do you remember that?
Yes. Yes, I do.
And then he like tells her to like hide. And so the other cop comes in and like, you know, basically asks him like, what the hell is, like, what are you doing? Like, what do you know? Like, where's Dolemite?
Right.
Dolemite's in danger. Like, stop bullshitting me. All this stuff. And then he goes and visits Dolemite.
Well, yeah, and he also, like, remember he finds the girl's panties and is
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I know what you're doing.
Throws
and
it.
You're gonna have to, like, pay for your sins,
Yeah.
Reverend.
Throws the panties at his face.
Yep.
Goes visit Dolemite in jail. Right? He goes visits.
No, so now it shows, like, the scene where Queen Bee is dealing with, this is right before it.
Yeah.
Queen Bee is dealing with one of Dolemite's women is stealing money from the other women.
This woman walks in, she's like, that bitch is stealing money. And she goes up to her and is like, give me the money.
I ain't got no money.
I don't have money. Give me the money.
Give me the money. She starts pulling money out.
She pulls one, like, money out of her bra. And then she's like,
I said, give me the money.
All the money.
And then gives her the money.
She pulls more money out of her bra.
She's like, Dolomite's bitches can't be, like, stealing. Get out of here. And they, like, just softly slaps her across the face.
What's great, because it's like, this is what it looks like.
Yeah,
just like the
he just
lightest,
imitated like a little like swipe of the cheek.
The lightest swipe.
The swipe of the cheek.
Yeah, and after this, the good cop visits Dolemite in prison.
Yeah, and wants to know like what's up with everything going on.
Yeah, like what did he find out? And Dolemite's not really telling him anything. But then somebody bails him out of prison.
Yep, he's set free again.
And
he he goes out and sees this girl that used to work for him, but doesn't work for him anymore, or used to work for Queen Bee.
Yep.
And so
picks him up.
He gets in her car and they start talking about how they haven't seen each other in a while.
Well, and then
it literally just cuts to
them
Dolemite
fucking.
And her in bed.
Yeah, and I'm not joking. There's a shot of them making out, and then there is a quick edit.
Yeah.
And it's both of them like moaning, like at the end of an orgasm.
Yeah. So they get off of each other, and she's like, "Oh, Dolemite,
you're still the best man.
You're still the best man. No one's made me feel the way you do."
And he's like, why did you bail me out?" He's just getting suspicious and basically like saying that like, you're working for somebody, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're working for somebody else.
And he starts getting kind of angry.
Well, I don't remember what she says to him, but she says something to him.
Yeah.
Oh, she calls him a bitch.
Yeah.
She calls him a bitch, and he's like, I'll show you, like...
and, like, slaps her around a bit, but then, like, they start having sex again.
And she's into it.
Like, what? What?
She is so into it. She's more into it now than she was before.
Well, it's weird, because he just, like, slaps her around, and then they just start getting intimate again.
I also want to mention that this is the most awkward sex scene I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, God, yeah.
There's a 2-second close-up of Dolemite's O face.
Mm-hmm.
And
then her O face.
I don't need to see that.
And then the next scene was one of my favorites because Dolemite's just in a phone booth.
No, before he gets in the phone booth, there's some guy on a bicycle.
Yeah.
Doing a wheelie, and he's just like,
yeah.
And then it's just Dolemite in a phone booth talking about something.
I can't remember what he's talking about. And then it just cuts to this strip Dolemite's old club.
Oh yeah, and there's
like a bunch of like awkward like women awkwardly dancing in front of a table of just like 3 dudes. He's like, yeah, I like green. Like, yeah, no, that one's moving really well.
They're just doing like 4 women doing the same
motions, and it's like this awkward dance, and they're just dancing in front of them in bikinis.
And then another woman comes in, and they're like, "Oh, look at you! You're fine. You
the rest of you ladies can leave.
Well, so you can leave. You're hired." She's like, I don't want a job. I'm just waiting for somebody."
Like,
and then it just shows Dolemite just sort of standing there, and
who are you waiting for? Oh, Dolemite.
She's like, Dolemite. He's like, Dolemite? Where's Dolemite? He's like, right here, motherfucker.
Right. And he comes in, like they're like, what are you doing here? And he slams some money on the table.
No, don't forget. He, like, walks to the back, and the guy is like, he's like, walking after him, and he's just like, what are you doing here? This isn't your club. Get out of here. And then he goes into the room, and Dolemite starts, like, ripping up the carpet.
Yeah, apparently and getting like money and
apparently he
guns.
hid money like under the carpet.
Yeah.
So he's getting the money out of the carpet. He's like, who are you to come in here and rip up the carpet? What are you doing? Get out of here.
He goes to the table and the dancers are still dancing. He slams like the money on the table that he owes like Willie
to buy
Green.
back the club, I guess.
And like they pick out the girl in the red for some reason. And then they just start getting into a fight.
And he beats the shit out of them.
And Dolemite just deals out some hard justice.
He Dolemites them.
He punches 2 onto the stage, back kicks a couple times, like awkwardly hits people where it shows a close-up of his fist, like just like not even hitting a guy.
Yeah, just
going in front of a guy's face, basically.
And then getting knocked the fuck out. And then immediately after, Willie Green shows up and is like, what the hell happened? It's like, Dolemite came in here with like 10 people.
Well, actually, before this, Oh wait,
that's the scene.
sorry,
Yeah.
no, yeah. Willie Green comes in and is like, "What the hell happened?" And like, he's like, "Oh well, Dolemite came in with like 10 guys and like, took back the club."
And he's just like, "You're full of shit," and smacks him around some more, and because the guy is so embarrassed to tell him
That Dolemite
kicked
fucked
everyone's
all
ass,
of them up.
that chubby boy did all that.
Listen, it's Dolemite.
Look, don't fuck
How
with.
dare you doubt him?
It's true.
Doesn't matter how much he weighs. He's Dolemite.
He's Dolemite. He's got the fist of steel.
Exactly. So
After this,
they visit the martial arts studio where they train the women, which is basically, it's hilarious because they train the women to just punch and kick guys' groins.
I mean,
It's a good defense.
to be fair,
It is a good defense.
It's gonna work.
Yeah, it's true.
It is gonna work.
But I love it because their whole training is just punch low, kick low, punch low, kick low, punch low, kick low.
Is this the scene where Dolemite says, "Dolemite's my name, kicking ass is my game"?
No, so that's the next scene where he's like giving a rousing speech to all the ladies because like
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the karate school.
so they're all like surrounded by him and he's like giving this huge
He's
speech.
like, "We have the club back.
Yep.
It's ours," and they're like, "Yay!"
One at the end of it, this is where he says, "Dolemite is my name and fucking up motherfuckers is my game."
Oh, beautiful.
Yep, that's exactly word for word what he
That
says.
is, it's right there. It happened. We saw it.
Title of the episode right there.
And then it gets okay. Then we get a scene of some party.
Oh man, it's like a really ritzy house, like a mansion almost.
Yeah. And they're like hiding who the fuck it is at first.
And she's like, "Well, I'd like to now you get to know who your guest of honor is." Like
Our guest, the man of the hour, the greatest man. And then it cuts to some car pulling up, and I'm like, who the fuck is the guest?
And like Willie Green gets out.
And then Willie Green gets out, and then it cuts back to the party. They're like, the man I am talking about, of course, is our mayor. And then it's the mayor.
This is the biggest sleazebag mayor I've ever seen in a movie.
Everything about this character is wrong.
He's the sleaziest man I've ever seen. Like his hair, every scene, his hair is all fucked up, and like
His hair's fucked up. He's tiny.
he talks like yeah.
He's fucking tiny. Like everything about this character is wrong. His suit's like way too fucking like ill-fitting for him. Everything is wrong.
Yeah.
But Willie Green shows up and like kind of roughs up the butler. And he's like, "Come, like the mayor knows me. I run the 4th ward. He knows me."
Yep. So the waiter goes and like tells the mayor, and the mayor like, and it cuts to the mayor and Willie Green in like a room where no one can hear them.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I told you never to come here when I have guests, and we always meet at the 2nd ward." And like, like this is how the mayor talks. I wish I was joking, but he's like a goddamn animal.
He's like, I released Dolemite on the streets so I could kill him.
It's like a fucking pig, like
So yeah, he
personified.
He was the one who bailed out Dolemite from prison, so he could then kill him.
Yeah, so he could like put out a hit on him,
Yeah.
basically.
And so after he tells him all that, Willie Green leaves, and then he gets on the fucking phone.
And calls out a hit on not just Dolemite,
On everybody.
but also says he wants Willie Green taken care of.
He says, I quote, "Take care. Keep my name clean."
Yep.
That's all he says. That's all he says.
That's it.
Take care. Keep my name clean. That's it.
Then we get a really random, weird, like quick scene where Queen Bee's doing a bunch of files, and like and it's like Dolemite's club, and they're getting ready for.
Oh
like,
yeah,
a
she
big
answers
party.
the phone like, "Hello, Dolemite's Total Experience."
Because the plan is they're gonna have like a big party to reintroduce the club and like
Potentially piss off Willie Green.
and establish that they're back in town. They're back in business.
Is back.
Like Dolemite is back for good.
Back in business.
Exactly.
And-
you don't fuck with Dolemite.
Yeah, and they try.
They do, and they fail.
They try.
They fail at every single turn.
They fail so hard.
So he gets a call. And he's like, Dolemite. What is it?
Dolemite's Total Experience.
Yeah, Dolemite's total experience.
How can I help you? Oh, Dolemite's not in, and then he just like walks up.
Oh, he's right here.
Oh, he's right here. And then he talks, and it's the
Reverend.
preacher.
Yeah,
Yeah, the reverend from the church. He has information. He wants
And
money though.
He wants money. He wants $500, and Dolemite's no, 200. And then the Reverend's like, okay, be here in 20 minutes. And
Dolemite's like, that's too soon.
Nah, I'm gonna do an hour.
1 hour. Then he shows up there with one of his ladies of the night.
Yep, and they go into like this weird like apparently it's a church and a mortuary.
Funeral home.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of like
bodies,
coffins, like bodies in coffins. And I'm like, why would he just have dead bodies out? Got him. So, so they go up, and he's like, well,
go down to the docks,
and you'll see something interesting.
That's interesting to you.
He gives like him a piece of paper where he should go and like look.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on? Because he's basically trying to tell him that Willie Green and the mayor are working together. And then Dolemite looks in one of the coffins, and there's guns, and he's like, "How much you selling this for?" And like,
starts threatening him.
Yeah, starts trying to threaten the Reverend, and it's like, "Give me back my $200. What are you trying to sell me here?"
And
then the two Goombas get up from the coffins and point guns at Dolemite.
And he's like, "Okay."
And he's like, "That's what I like about you, Reverend. You're always you're always like they're like totally chill now."
They're like, "That's what I like. You're always like prepared."
Mm-hmm.
And they leave, and he goes down to the docks.
Where there's a bunch of cocaine that they're hiding in
fish. Fucking fish.
Like, now, I'm no drug expert, but wouldn't that smell really bad?
Yes.
If you stored cocaine in fish?
Yes.
That's the worst transportation system.
It's also probably a very good way to, like, alert drug-sniffing dogs. But, yeah.
So they find that, and then we just immediately cut to a huge party at Dolemite's club.
There's a band playing. It's all fun and games, even though every time they show the crowd, they could not look more bored out of their fucking mind. It's like they told the crowd, like, whatever you do, don't look excited.
Just act like you're watching nothing on the stage.
Act bored out of your mind.
Please.
And they do. And so there's some performances.
There's like a singer, and then another singer comes up. And then
there's a dance.
They do an African like style dance,
like a tribal dance. They call it the Dolemite dance.
Oh yeah, the Dolemite dancers.
Yeah.
And then like it keeps cutting to like who's coming into the club, and like Willie Green finally shows up.
Yeah.
And like he's gonna try and take back his club basically. So the Dolemite dancers come out, and then they do their thing, and then the
Dolemite comes out,
and then Queen Bee like introduces Dolemite, and he starts doing the
lion and monkey story.
7-minute like slam spoken word like poetry
about a monkey and a lion.
Yeah. Basically the whole moral of the performance is don't write checks that your ass can't pay.
Cuz it's like there's a monkey who's always taunting this lion.
And the lion is like, "Okay, I'll show you." And he
tries to attack an elephant. Gets his ass kicked.
And the lion comes back all mopey.
And then the monkey like fucking screams at him some more and insults him some more, and eventually
the monkey tries to pee on the lion and falls off the tree. And then the lion gets the upper hand and kills the monkey. That's the whole thing.
That's it.
Don't write checks that your ass can't pay.
And it's all rhymes. Like all of it rhymes. It's insanity.
So Dolemite gives his performance, and then he sees Willie Green's in the club.
And
so he goes over and
there's a magic edit.
Yes, he stands up, and then he's sitting down, and then he's standing up.
He stands up again.
Yeah, so he sits down twice.
Yeah.
While talking in the same scene, talking to Willie Green.
Yes.
And he's like, "What are you doing here? Like I told you this was my club now."
And they start threatening each other, and then Dolemite just is like, "You know what? Thank you very much for coming, but fuck you."
Yeah.
Like that's what he says.
And then Willie Green gets pissed off.
He's like, "Give me the gun." He goes, what do you want it for? He's like, "I'm gonna kill him."
And he like fires up in the air and like causes this huge ruckus. Everyone's fighting everyone. Like a bunch of like Willie Green's like Goonies start fighting the chef for some reason.
Oh, the chef is
and the chef is just fucks him up.
Fucking karate master.
Yeah.
He kicks everyone's ass.
And then all the girls are like kicking all the ass of like Willie Green's gang.
There's one guy with a giant fucking hat who gets his ass kicked.
And then Willie Green goes into like Dolemite's office and
dressing room
and starts fighting him. And
they keep fighting, and then Dolemite.
Well, he he shoots Dolemite in the shoulder, But then Dolemite gets the upper hand and like claws at his stomach, and you don't see what happened because it cuts away.
He starts shaking, and then the next scene is like Dolemite covered in blood.
Yeah, and the cop shows up and is like, "Oh, what'd you do, Dolemite?"
And then he shoots him. Remember? The cop shoots Willie Green, but it shows Willie Green, and there's like a giant,
a hole in his stomach, like
Dolemite
ripped out his stomach.
shook his stomach so hard it blew up, and the cop kills him. He's just like, "Oh, fuck it." Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck it. Who cares?
Well, I mean, he wanted him off the streets, right?
It's true. Dolemite is
He's
cleaning up the streets.
He's cleaning house, Alex.
Yeah. And
So-
then the mayor is pissed.
Well, he's also like macking on.
Oh God!
that
The
one
fucking
girl.
one of the corrupt cops calls the mayor, and literally all you see in this shot is just like some woman's like hair in his crotch.
Yep,
and the mayor's just like,
and like the cops like, Willie Green is dead.
And then
there was a huge
mayor's
shootout.
like, hold on, and then he like gets out of bed, ass naked, goes to another room, and then stands there with a towel draped over his crotch, just talking, and then he says the exact same thing we just heard. Willie Green's dead.
Yep, and like the mayor's
like, "You've gotta kill him."
Literally just covered by a towel.
It's like, "You've got to kill Dolemite. You've got to kill him. Just kill all of them." And
then the mayor calls more of his contacts and like tells them to also try and kill.
he goes through his
Dolemite.
phone book and
Yeah.
just tells everybody to kill Dolemite. And then
Then the woman
he was sleeping with.
comes out of the room and is like,
With a gun.
"Stop there, motherfucker!" And like, goes into the room and like goes into the bathroom and makes him sit on the toilet. He's like, "Now I get to watch you die in the toilet like you should."
And then the mayor's wife.
Well, because he asked before, he's like, "Where's my wife?" And she's like, "She's sleeping." And like,
Does the wife know? But he's like, that's my question. Does she know?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Probably.
He's probably into that.
But like the wife comes out of the room and like tackles the girl to the floor, and then
then she
they
shoots the
wrestle
wife
into
off
the
camera.
shower, and like she shoots her in the shower.
And then the mayor chokes her.
The mayor like gets on top of her and chokes her to death.
And then the fucking cop, the good cop, shows up at the mayor's house.
And the goon he
and these-
climbs the fence, and the goons
Are waiting for him. They're like, "We've been waiting for you.
and
We
they're
know
trying
you're.
to frame the.
We
good
know you're
cop.
with the FBI." And one of them takes out a giant needle and is just like about to inject him. And he's like, "Oh, you're gonna make it look like I OD'd and drowned, huh?" And they're like, "Exactly." And then he like tells him. He literally says like, "Look over there."
And they look,
And then he kicks the shit out of
He
him.
kicks one into the pool, and then kicks the other one into the yard.
And he chases the mayor. And he chases him across, like, I don't know, it looks like the same fucking block over and over again.
It really does. And then all of a sudden they're in like an
An
airfield.
airport.
Yeah.
A tiny airport, and the mayor tries to get into a tiny airplane.
And the cop shoots him on top of the plane.
Murders.
Yeah.
He murders the mayor.
On top of a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like not a plane, but like on top of a plane
Yeah.
wing.
And then Dolemite's in a prison, and they're still telling him, like, "We had you moved to another room because they're like, there's still danger. There's still people looking for you."
So Dolemite's
But-
not in a prison,
yeah.
he's in a hospital.
He's in the hospital.
Because he got shot in the shoulder.
Yeah, and the good cop was like, "I think we're close to figuring out who's behind everything." And you were just like, everyone's dead. Who
I was
the
like,
fuck
wait,
else?
we know who did it. Everyone's dead.
Like, who's going to show up? And
And
then
then Goomba, like Big Boss number
boss,
3,
the hidden boss,
the hidden boss shows up. This fucking
guy with a bruise on his
guy
face
with a shiner.
shows up and is just like, "I'm looking for my friend Dolemite. Where is he?"
Well, I thought they moved him to room blah blah blah, but blah blah blah, and she's like, no, they moved him to room this
So-and-so.
whatever.
And he's like, "Thank you, sweetie." And he goes and they just stand there
And then they get like load this giant
Gun.
machine gun,
and they break in.
and they like, and Dolemite has like, you see Dolemite in like the corner when they're getting
the
the
back,
gun ready.
yeah.
And then they walk into the room, and there's like a hospital bed with like a bunch of like, like someone. It looks like someone's sleeping there.
Made to look like a person.
Yeah, so they shoot it up, and then Dolemite comes in, like fucking karate chops all of them, very lazily, and then and then the white cops show up. the whitey cops show up.
The corrupt cops.
Yep, and they start trying to frame
him.
the good cop and Dolemite.
Well, first they try to like arrest Dolemite, and then the good cop comes out and is like, "Drop your guns." And then I love they keep doing close-ups of one of the cops, and the expression on his face could not be more blank.
It's nothing.
As the dude's like telling him like, "You're under arrest, you're going to prison," the cop's face is just like nothing, just pure nothing on his face.
Yeah, it's like someone just handed him like a bowl of Raisin Bran.
Yeah, and it's like and it's not even a good bowl.
Yeah, like
It's
just
just a
a
bowl.
shitty bowl of Raisin Bran.
It's like
nothing.
90% milk,
Yeah,
10% Raisin Bran. That's what he looks like.
with no sugar.
No, it's the sugarless kind.
So,
And then they're arresting them, and the one was just bitching out the other one, like,
I should have told you we wouldn't be able to jam, yeah.
"So shut up, boy. I'm not your daddy."
So then they get arrested, and then it's outside the hospital, and
No, it's outside the club.
yeah, and the
And he's
cop's like, "I'm sorry, we had to shut down your club."
But you know why it had to happen, right? Well, what are you gonna do now? Freeze frame.
And then we get more
slam poetry / music.
Yeah,
Credits.
that's it.
That's it.
That's Dolemite.
That's fucking it.
That's Dolemite.
Literally, we just had some idiots try to shoot him, and then the cops get arrested, and then the club is shut down. The
It's
end.
just because Dolemite's too fucking cool.
It's true.
Okay.
But in the song, he does say, "I will return."
Yeah.
And he did. But also, fucking tidbit, in the special thanks of the credits, Chuck Norris Karate School?
Yeah, I guess they actually filmed it there.
I'm guessing the fucking karate school was...
The Chuck...
What the flying fuck?
Well, I love it because it's like, it's also endorsed by like Comedians International.
It says it's made by Comedians International, like
Yeah.
production or
Well,
whatever.
it's funny because the guy who plays Dolemite is an actual
Yeah.
comedian. Like, that's his whole bit.
There's some other goofy shit in the credits. Do you remember?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly
There was
what's
some
in the credits,
other-
but there's some goofy shit in there.
There was some other insanity.
Love how the cast, it doesn't even say who they play. It's just a wall of names. Like, it doesn't even say who they played in the movie. It's just a wall of names.
Seriously, it just says cast and then just
Just
a
all
wall of-
the names. Like, there's no characters or
I don't
anything.
even know who played who.
I don't either. I only know the main guy.
That's all you need to know.
Exactly.
What else
But
is
that's
there?
Dolemite.
That's it. Who gives a shit about everyone else?
True.
It's Dolemite.
Dolemite is one of the baddest motherfuckers I've ever
The
seen.
baddest motherfucker.
He is so bad.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes.
Oh, Dolemite.
Oh man, like, what were your final thoughts on this film?
I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's a bad movie.
Oh, it's bad. It is. Don't let our charm, like, don't
It's
let
bad.
our ecstatic voices fool you. It is bad. It is a bad movie.
No, it's bad.
A lot of people would turn it off.
It's badly acted. It's badly directed. It's badly edited.
Oh, the editing is my least favorite part of this movie.
Nearly everything about it is bad.
The editing is like an insanity test. If you can keep track of what's going on,
I mean, you can keep track. It's just it takes you a couple seconds to adjust to every scene because it's so sudden.
yeah, because they'll just cut to random scenes like
Yeah.
at no at any leisure.
No indication of where we're going or what where we're supposed to go. It just cuts. It's everything is bad, but somehow, some way, it all ends up working.
So I actually really I found this movie very entertaining.
No, it's extremely entertaining.
It is very entertaining. Like, I'm not gonna say it's a good movie because it's not, but there's something about it that just I really liked. Like, I really enjoyed watching this movie.
You know what it is? It's pure.
It's true. Well, and I love how it's literally a movie where they know what they're doing and they don't take themselves very seriously, right?
Mm.
So they just went with a plot and we're just like, okay, we're just going to do this and just make it as ridiculous as we want. but it's actually coherent and like I don't know, like it has a certain charm to it. I say that a lot, but like
it has that B movie charm.
It has just like a good entertaining value to it that I wouldn't recommend it for people who want to watch a good movie.
No.
But if you want to watch a shit B movie and
if you like blaxploitation movies,
if you just want to turn your brain off and enjoy a blaxploitation movie for a while, then please watch this movie.
I don't know if I'd recommend this to any beginners of the genre. For that, I'd probably recommend like one of the better movies for you.
Right.
But if you are into these movies, then I think you have to watch this.
I think we're both in it, because I love like blaxploitation films and stuff like that.
No, I love blaxploitation movies, but I would just say that there are blaxploitation movies that are like genuinely great films.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Not just like entertaining, but like genuinely great films. And if you're a beginner, I probably wouldn't recommend this to you because you would just be fucking baffled by everything you're seeing here. But if you are into this genre, you have to see this.
First, go watch Mean Johnny Barrows. Then watch this.
Listen, if you want... Listen, I'm not going to even give you my list because...
Yeah.
I could give you a very long list of
I'm saying movies. Like on our podcast list.
On our standard.
Go watch Mean Johnny Barrows and then watch Dolemite.
Listen, we've had some good ones.
Yeah.
I don't mean like good movies, but I mean we've had some fun ones.
I had so much fun with this movie.
No, this one's fun.
Like that's what I like. I don't care if it's a good movie or not. It's a matter of if I had fun because I know the movies we watch on this are not going to be good movies, but they are fun to watch and entertaining.
Yeah.
Except for a lot of them are not that at all. But for the most part, like these have been really fun to watch and entertaining.
The blaxploitation stuff is solid.
Except for Darktown Strutters is
garbage.
It's just.
Listen, we can't all be as
it didn't get it.
We can't all be as good as Black Force.
It's true. Black Force was the fucking oh my god,
which still has the greatest shakedown scene ever.
Yeah,
I mean the shakedown scene in this was good. The shakedown in this with the cops was good, but it's not quite Black Force. It's not quite.
It's not that dubbing.
Well, the one in this it's too coherent.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Exactly.
See? It makes too much sense, even though he punches at thin air, and just kind of shoves a cocaine bag in a guy's mouth. But that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. But listen, Rudy Ray Moore is like we said, is quite possibly one of the most awkward leading men I've ever witnessed in my fucking life.
He just sweats.
And
I'm sorry, but
he's so glorious.
He just sweats so much.
He looks so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's fucking beautiful.
It looks like he's under like an interrogation lamp every single scene.
Seriously, he looks so terrified.
It looks like they put him under a heat lamp, like all the time.
Like for the most comfortable. I don't know. He's beautiful.
Yeah.
Listen, Rudy Ray Moore is a beautiful man.
We need Rudy Ray Moore. We don't deserve him, but we need him.
No one deserves this beautiful man.
It's true.
But listen.
Thank you, Rudy Ray Moore.
He gave himself to us.
He gave us Dolemite.
He did.
I can't knock him for that.
He is Dolemite.
He personifies Dolemite.
Down to the fucking awkwardness.
Yeah.
Everything.
He is Dolemite.
He is Dolemite.
So that was Dolemite. A lot of fun. Really, I would recommend this movie.
I do too.
Get friends together that enjoy these kind of movies and get some beer and just enjoy it for what it is. Because you're not going to get any value out of it, but you're going to be entertained as hell.
No, there's value. I think there's value.
There might be, yeah.
I don't know about like social value, but there's some value.
There's some value. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
I'm sorry. Like it's a like I said, they don't really make B movies like this anymore.
Well, I just like these movies because they're just like fun to watch. I wish there was more movies that were just like didn't have any like huge social commentary.
No
and
pretension.
Stuff like that. Yeah, no pretension. They didn't. They just like they knew what they were doing, and they just made the movie, and it's just for entertainment.
If you really wanted to, Will, I'm sure there is social commentary.
Oh well, yeah.
That you can glean from this.
Well, sure.
The sleazebag mayor. The corrupt cops
It's fucking great.
and the corrupt
this
reverend
This movie's great.
who sleeps with big old women. He can't come though.
No.
Sorry, Reverend.
We got more exciting things on the way. We're gonna do something big here again. Like we keep mentioning it, but I'm not gonna say anything until we get to that actual what's gonna happen.
It's a long way away.
I'm scared.
I'm not excited.
But we also have it's gonna be a new month, a new year. We're going to have a new live stream.
At some point, yes.
We're going to schedule it out, so we'll be kind of keeping you guys informed on when it's going to be. We're probably going to do 6 hours again.
Oh, yes.
And we're going to want to kill ourselves again by the...
I'm not doing more than 6 hours.
Dude, by the end of those first 6 hours, I was just like, I'm so done. Like, you could tell by when we got to... When we got to Painkiller, I was just like,
Well, I've never been softer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Painkiller, where you could just run around with the blades.
Oh, yeah, just...
Perfect.
Just stand right in front of people.
Yep. Well, anyway, exciting things on the way. As always, for They Mostly Come Out at Night, this has been Will.
And this has been Alex.
And we will talk to you all later.
Bye!
Bye!
Jive.